Hello and welcome live from Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria. You're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwu, and today our focus will be on the southeast. But before we get into that, let's have a snippet of our top stories making rounds at the moment. General Ishola Williams, a former chief of defense training and planning, says Nigeria can only win the fight against insurgency if the police are divided into specialized subunits to tackle criminals. Speaking this morning on Sunrise Daily, General Williams calls for a new tactical approach to addressing the crisis.
I think they are getting the whole security threats wrong. If you see, criminals and bandits, they come from a community. And therefore, safety starts from the community level. So if you have proper policing, proper intelligence, and intelligence system from the bottom up, all these issues will be very much resolved to a great extent. But you haven't got that. You have scattered approach to the whole issue. And if we have been doing this for the past 3 years, don't anybody believe that we need to find another way of doing what we are doing, and which is not giving us results, and a lot of money is being spent? The case of the Nigerian police is very obvious. Divide the Nigerian police into 3 parts: criminal investigation, paramilitary police separate, and the paramilitary police will now take up their responsibility as a separate agency. The policing now will be done at the state and community level. That's what should happen. Nobody's coming into Nigeria to come and fight anything. It's not true. It is not true. Our neighbors too have their own problems. Okay? So why should those citizens from those neighboring countries then come into Nigeria and then come and say they want to fight? It's not true. We have the immigration, we have customs, we have police, mobile police at the border. What are they doing? Secondly, too, ECOWAS has created a space for combined patrol of our borders. We too, in Nigeria, we have all sorts of mechanisms for controlling our borders. If we are not, and then we have NIA, DSS for intelligence system. The military too, the Defense Intelligence Agency, they have their own intelligence system. And they have a system for counterintelligence. If you have all these, and all these things are still going on, something is wrong. And what I'm telling you this is that sit down and find out what is wrong and develop a new tactical approach to the whole issue.
So what do we make of...
Separate.
General, sorry to interrupt you again. When you say it is not true that we have external non-state actors, I mean, what do we then make of reports of ISIS West Africa? What do we make of reports of Ansaru? What do we make of reports of even Boko Haram, which began to extend to other African countries? Shall we dismiss them?
See, when you go to North Africa, how did Algeria solve its problem? Algeria is stable now and quiet. Morocco is stable and quiet. Okay? Egypt has its own internal problem, and they are finding a way to solve it. So all this non-external state actor is all not true. And I challenge anybody to sort of prove that.
We start off in Imo State, where the state's government is investing in digital literacy to prepare young people for the future of technology and innovation. One way the government is driving this is through a 3-week summer tech boot camp for children aged 6 to 16. At the closing ceremony in Owerri, the Commissioner for Digital Economy and E-Government, Chimezie Amadi, says the state is committed to building a fully digitized Imo where young people can use technology to solve problems, create jobs, and compete globally.
After 3 weeks of intensive learning, the Imo State Government Summer Tech Bootcamp for children between the ages of 6 and 16 comes to a close. At the closing ceremony, organizers say the children have gained valuable skills from coding and gamification to artificial intelligence, prompt engineering, critical thinking, and problem solving. The Imo State Commissioner for Digital Economy and E-Government, Mr. Chimezie Amadi, explains that the program is part of Governor Uzodima's administration's vision to build a strong digital economy where technology drives growth, innovation, and opportunities for all.
The governor says that the future of Imo is digital, and that future is with us today. End of quote. And this quote from him summarizes his vision about a digitally empowered Imo State, where governance, where social engagement, social interaction, where transaction businesses are driven by digital technology.
For many of the young participants, the bootcamp provides an opportunity to sharpen their skills and prepare for the future.
I've learned loops. I've learned how to create a game. I've learned how to create an AI using Scratch.
I've learned how to code in Scratch, how to bring out new sprites, how to use the Raspberry Pi to command robots, and how to use my tongue.
I appreciate them for giving us this opportunity to be part of this occasion.
The Imo State government says it will build on this initiative and expand digital literacy programs to reach more children across the states.
We are also in talks with the Ministry of Education, Primary and Secondary, and that's why we invited the commissioners. We believe that a boot camp like this should not just start and end in a long vacation, but let's deepen that kind of training and exposure by working with the primary schools and the secondary schools. So in their curriculum, there could be opportunity for Imo Digital City Limited to visit all the public institutions in Imo State, even if it's twice or once a week. They will engage these children, expose them to technology, begin to teach them coding.
For many of the teenagers, the bootcamp offered not just new knowledge, but also a chance to prepare for the ever-changing world. Iyitopo Kutai, Channels Television News.
The Enugu State Governor, Mr. Peter Anambra, has commissioned Niger Gas Company Limited, which has been revamped and upgraded by his administration after 30 years of dormancy. Governor Anambra stresses that the revival of Niger Gas, originally established in 1962 by Dr. Michael Okpara, is further proof of his administration's commitment to revive moribund state-owned assets and expand Enugu's economy from $4.4 billion to $30 billion.
Niger Gas Company Limited, located in Emene, Enugu East local government area, had been dormant for 30 years following its establishment in 1962 by the governor of the Eastern region, Michael Okpara. Its doors are being opened once again, this time under the administration of Governor Peter Anambra. Residents of Emene welcomed the governor and other government officials to commission the upgraded company.
The revamp of Niger Gas.
The State Commissioner for Trade, Investment and Industry gives an overview of its new production capacity as well as expansion plans.
Niger Gas will once again produce liquid oxygen, medical oxygen, industrial oxygen and acetylene gas. It will also expand to produce nitrogen, argon gas, industrial carbon dioxide and compressed natural gas. This will broaden the company's industrial footprint and impact and strengthen the state's economic base.
While residents celebrate the expected impact of the plant, the project consultant commits to training young persons who might be interested in working at the Niger Gas plant.
Reduction of unemployment among our youths. And Enugu State actually has seen great light. And your focus, even in Enugu East, is a thing of thanks. We want to thank you. We have celebrated a lot of openings in Enugu East.
We'll be undertaking plenty of training and especially requesting all the universities around here to partner with us in such a way that when they come in, they could send in their engineers and scientists to do their industrial training with us. And this is also in line with the Smart School, which is a STEM-based curriculum, science, technology, engineering, and math. This is one place everybody who is into STEM can find usefulness.
Governor Peter Mba, flanked by members of his cabinet and other distinguished guests, goes on to commission the edifice.
And God the Holy Spirit.
And from one end of the plant to another, he inspects it. He again talks about the amount of jobs the plant will create and its economic impact.
We also have the capacity to produce the acetylene gas, again, for industries, for welders, and what have you. We're able to produce that here. So this is what we're unveiling here. This plant is now able to provide 100 skilled employment and about 5,000 indirect employment. Because what it means that you're going to have all the ecosystem from the suppliers, the traders, those providing logistics, packages, and what have you. They're all going to have employment. They're going to get active.
The Niger Gas Company is one of many moribund assets being revived by the Mba administration in Enugu State. He believes that the Assets Revival Initiative will help grow the state's economy from $4.4 billion to $30 billion.
Please. Governor Alex Otti's administration holds a graduation and send-off ceremony for the Cohort 2 class of the Abia Leadership Academy at the Government College Umuahia. The state's initiative is part of the government's plan to build a strong community of leaders in Abia and across Nigeria. Speaking at the event, Governor Otti explains that the program is designed to guide citizens towards becoming better leaders and responsible members of society.
The Abia State Governor, Dr. Alex Otti, is at Government College, Umuahia, for the send-off ceremony of a second batch of the Abia Leadership Academy Cohort 2. The young leaders, aged between 16 and 20 years of age, have completed a 7-day intensive leadership training. The program, initiated by the Alex Otti-led administration, is designed to build leadership skills in young Abians. The event draws parents as participants and senior government officials who witness the impact of the training. Governor Otti stresses the importance of raising leaders from an early stage.
We are now focusing on leadership, and you are the earliest stream of beneficiaries in this novel approach at developing the leadership competencies of our people. Let me especially congratulate you for the successful completion of your training and for being found worthy of the honors of the Abia Leadership Academy. This program is very dear to me for a number of reasons. The first is that it is closely tied to our social reorientation program, which emphasizes individual responsibility, accountability, and duty to the society. Additionally, this is about raising a new generation of leaders, those who have transformed their minds to think broadly and deeply whenever and wherever they are confronted with any challenge at all. Our target is to build a large community of leaders who are acquainted to each other as young people and can seamlessly create new front lines of partnership.
Earlier, the lead consultant and program director, Mr. Johnson Abali, thanks the governor for his vision in investing in youth leadership.
Your Excellency, I must thank you for your bold move to plant the seed of leadership so early in the lives of our young people and allow them to be able to begin now to burn character into their souls. The Academy is not just a program, it is an investment in the future of Abia. And I want to boldly say here that we believe in the short time this great state will be exporting human capital to the rest of the world.
Speaking on behalf of the participants, Divine Okezie describes the academy as a life-changing experience and appreciates the governor for the opportunity.
Workforce and human capital transformation. Industrialization requires skilled people. Through partnership with industry like the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Abia will equip you with digital, economic, and technical skills. This ensures that our workforce drives innovation and sustainability. And with this, which is why you brought us here, you have invested in us, and we are giving to you why you invested in us. And with this, we can see the future Abia, which is now.
Governor Oti announces that in the coming weeks, a project planning committee will roll out plans to deploy 1,000 participants to schools and tertiary institutions across the state to share the knowledge they have gained.
The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mr. Lateef Fagbemi-San, believes that Nigeria's legal framework needs a comprehensive review to meet today's realities. He explains that updating the laws will remove obsolete provisions, strengthen the rule of law, promote democratic governance, and make it easier to do business.
The Committee for the Review of the Laws of the Federation of Nigeria holds its third retreat in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State's capital. The event brings together a distinguished group of legal professionals and government officials, including the 36 state attorney generals. The arrival of Ebonyi State's Governor Francis Nwifuru alongside the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi-San, sets the tone for the forum. The chairman of the committee presents figures on the progress made so far in the review exercise.
We have taken on board an additional 16 acts, including the recently enacted Nigerian Tax Act of 2025, an important outcome of the federal government of Nigeria's tax reform program.
The chairman of the body of State Attorney General, Ben Odo, highlights the importance of the retreat in strengthening the justice system.
The laws of every nation define the legal framework for justice. The periodic review of these laws makes this law responsive to emerging realities and effective in the protection of the rights of the citizens.
In his remarks, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi-San stresses the need to modernize Nigeria's laws in line with global standards.
Modernizing our legal framework to reflect current realities. B. Eliminating obsolete, spent and repealed laws. C. Enhancing accessibility of the law. D. Promoting legal certainty and ease of doing business. And E. Aligning our laws with the Constitution of Nigeria's international obligations, thereby strengthening the rule of law and democratic governance.
For Governor Nwifuru, the committee must produce a body of laws that protects the dignity of every citizen, encourages innovation, and secures the foundations of justice in the country.
Be aware that every clause you refine, every statute you consolidate, every obsolete provisions you strike out will echo far beyond this wall. It will have significant effort on the confidence of investors, the protection of rights, and the trust of citizens.
The committee is now expected to harmonize draft revisions and prepare a consolidated legal framework that could redefine Nigeria's justice system.
Reactions have continued to trail the Anambra South senatorial by-election held on August 16, 2025. The African Democratic Congress ADC senatorial candidate, Mr. Donald Amagbo, has expressed dissatisfaction over the poll, citing systemic sabotage, discretion of democratic norms, and deliberate disenfranchisement of his party. He also accuses the APGA government of normalizing vote buying, in which the election results showed APGA's Emmanuel Nwachukwu winning with 90,408 votes, while he, Mr. Donald Amagbo, polled 2,889 votes. He calls for a thorough review of the process.
How can an
election be free and fair when one party is denied collation agents? That is like asking a team to play football blindfolded while the referee looks the other way. This sabotage was not random. It was deliberate and deviant orchestration by the All Progressive Grand Alliance, ABGA, a political quote cult in Anambra State. This election must not be swept under the carpet as one of those things. It is a cautionary sad tale about how vested interest and compromised institutions continue to hijack, then eviscerate the people's will today. I call for a thorough review of the entire electoral process in Anambra South to expose and address the sabotage that took place. Institutional reforms within INEC must be done to guarantee independence, transparency, and accountability. Proper voter education and agent education must be done so that our people can understand their rights, defend their votes, and resist manipulation. An end to the culture of collusion where political parties, godfathers, and electoral umpires work hand in hand to suppress genuine democratic choice.
Over in Imo State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has started the continuous voter registration exercise in the state. The resident electoral commissioner, Professor Sylvia Agu, made the announcement at the commission's headquarters in Owerri during the distribution of IVED machines to electoral officers for deployment across the 27 local government areas. She urges eligible residents to seize the opportunity to register and be ready to choose their next leaders.
The first phase started on 18th of August, and this one will end on 10th of December 2025. After that day, we are going to do what we call display of register. That will start on 15th of December to 21st of December. Why? We want for claims and objections. People that will say, oh, my name is not properly written. I'm not a female, I'm a male. They have to look at a kind of proofreading the register when we display the register. They look at it and make their claims, and then they may see somebody that is already dead, no longer, they make objections. This name is not supposed to be here again. Please remove it. That's the objections. So from 15th to 21st of December, we will be through with the first phase by displaying the register. Then the second phase starts from 5th January 2026 to 17th April 2026. So we are encouraging them to please come out in mass and register, because your vote is your voice. Very important. If you don't come out to register, you won't have any voice.
Staying with election matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, today has started the in-person continuous voter registration exercise in Ebonyi State. The registration takes place at the INEC head office and all 13 local government area offices across the state. Resident Electoral Commissioner Mrs. Onyeka Pauline Ugochi says INEC has deployed the required enrollment devices and trained personnel to manage the process. She explains that eligible voters must be physically present for data capture, including biometrics, to safeguard the integrity of the register.
Yes, we've actually distributed the equipment, the IVED, INEC voter enrollment device, to all the local government areas. They were all given a 2 IVEDs for a start. Yes, when we see the turnout, we'll now know what next to do. But for now, we've distributed a total number of 28 IVEDs, 2 to INEC headquarters here, and 2 to the 13 local government areas. We deployed 4 staff per local government and 4 in the head office here to man the IVEDs. In Ebonyi, they normally try, and I want them to continue, because this time around, we are registering those that turn 18 years. from the last registration exercise. And those that have not registered at all, due to one thing or the other, they are free to come and register. It is de facto method, no registration in proxy.
And that's where we draw the curtains in this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iriwu. Enjoy the rest of your day.